Okay, so I bought this bedsheet from IKEA because I really like the colors. And I thought I could probably make something with that. I was thinking a cute summer set with a matching top and bottom. And I wanted something with ties. There's this trend going around with tops where you tie it with a little bow. And I thought I could probably do that. But then I didn't feel like really filming that much. So what you're gonna see is the footage that I've got. I didn't feel like talking, I didn't feel like doing much of anything, but I wanted to share it anyways because I think it turned out cute. I started the project by washing and drying the sheets and the pillowcases. Next I was turning them inside out and just cutting away all the seams and ironing it so I had a piece of flat fabric to work on. I laid out my pattern pieces and then I used the pants that I already made from this pattern to try to figure out what length I wanted the legs to be. And before cutting, I find it essential to pat down the fabric like this, apparently. Now I was trying to match the stripes on the inside pocket and the leg, because it's gonna peek through and I wanted it to match if possible. It turned out quite successful, and before I knew it, I had sewn the pocket backs. These shorts came together really fast. They're not rocket science. There are no darts to match. It's just straightforward. That's what you get in this kind of pattern. No, it's very beginner friendly, and sometimes the results reflect that. Here are the finished shorts, and I'm going to show you just so you can see half of this project done. At this point, I'm kind of debating whether I like it or not. I might have gone a little bit too short on the legs, and they also feel a little bit tight, but I decided to keep on going and see how I feel later. Next, I'm using the Gilbert top as a kind of guide for the tie top. There's really a lot of fabric in just one sheet and one pillow, so if you ever stumble across sheets that you really like and they're usually just cotton, get them because you can actually make a pretty big item out of it. And sometimes it's even cheaper than buying fabric on the roll. For the back of the top, I just did this straight up Gilbert top back, no modifications at all. Then I drew my own neck lining because the one that's with the Gilbert pattern is also a part of the button band, and I don't need that this time. Using the shirt that I made from this top, I measured where I wanted the first tie to be, and it's gonna be around where the first button is as well. Then I drew a line from the top of the shoulder to that first button. That first mark is the button band width, but since I'm doing ties, I don't need that extra fabric. So I moved the bottom of the neckline in a little bit and remembered to cut seam allowance. Next I started working on the inside lining for the front, but this time I did not remember seam allowance. Oh shit. Seam allowance! I guess it's a trial and error when you try to modify a pattern by yourself. Then I got the strips for the ties and started working on them. As I mentioned, I don't have a lot of footage from this project, and a bunch of it is actually filmed at night because that's when I have the time to do it. So here's my camera struggling to capture my moving hands, and a little bit of a process behind putting the ties into the lining. Then I was almost done, and the only thing left was to set in the sleeves, and this happened. So this is the consequence of me not wanting to film an intro or wanting to film an outro, and just plain forgetting to film making the sleeves. I was thinking that's a future me problem, and I was right. Nevertheless, I don't think it has to be perfect to show off what I made, and I'm really happy to have another addition to my summer wardrobe. Hello, it's me from the future. After wearing those shorts for a bit, I just realized that I need to redo them. I need to make the inseam higher so that it gives the legs a little bit more room, and I think I'm just gonna make the legs bigger and then not do an elastic but just do a drawstring, because the elastic rides up and it's actually a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm gonna try to do something that's a little bit more wide in the leg, higher inseam, and drawstring instead. Believe it or not, but I actually filmed the whole process of making these new shorts and telling you all about the modifications. And then I lost the footage. I don't know what to say other than I'll try to do better. Anyways, these are the new shorts. As you can see, they're a lot wider. They're also not as short as the other ones. I have done this drawstring, just a simple drawstring around here. There are still pockets. What I did was lay the pattern from the coat trousers from Dollar Duty Patterns on top of the original pattern and just trace the inseam on that one. Then I also did maybe 5 centimeters extra in the waist and just went out like this at the bottom. There was no science to it, I just went for it. I'm a lot happier with this pair than the other ones. There's nothing like tucking or feeling uncomfortable as it did on the other pants. The elastic was just too tight, I think, and it was riding up and sitting all the way up here, and that felt uncomfortable everywhere. With the drawstring I can decide where I want it to sit. So that's it for this chaotic project, and I can finally say that I do have a summer set that I'll be very happy to wear this summer.